Good morning, sir. We're about to discuss the analyzing effectiveness of 1972 International Convention Regulation on Preventing Collision C, Enhancing Maritime Safety Practices. Enhancing maritime safety practices involves implementing measures such as improved training for crew members, regular equipment maintenance, utilizing advanced technology like GPS and radar systems, enforcing stricter regulations, promoting effective communication protocols, conducting frequent safety drills, and fostering a safety conscious culture among maritime personnel. Maritime safety is of paramount importance in ensuring the protection of lives, property, and the maritime environment. Effective safety practices are essential for preventing accidents, minimizing risks, and improving response capabilities in the maritime industry. This discussion explores various strategies and initiatives aimed at enhancing maritime safety practices, encompassing regulatory frameworks, technological advancements, training and education, risk management, environmental protection, international cooperation, and imperative of continuous improvement.
Reductions of collisions. Examining data on maritime collisions before and after the implementation of Colregs can provide insights into the effectiveness in preventing accidents at sea. Compliance rates. Assessing the level of compliance with Colregs among maritime stakeholders, including ship owners, operators, and seafarers, helps gauge its impact on maritime safety practices.
Technological advancements. Considering advancements in navigation technologies and their alignment with Colregs requirements can indicate whether the convention has kept pace with technological developments to enhance safety. Training and awareness. Evaluating the adequacy of seafarer training programs and awareness campaigns regarding Colregs provision can shed light on their effectiveness in promoting adherence to safety regulations.
Amendments and updates. Analyzing any amendments or updates to Colregs over time and the rationale can provide insight into effort to address emerging safety challenges and improve the effectiveness of the convention.
By examining these factors comprehensively, one can assess the overall effectiveness of 1972 International Convention Regulation on Preventing Collision at Sea, Enhancing Maritime Safety Practices.
For more information on analyzing effectiveness of 1972 International Convention Regulation on Preventing Collision C, here is the video that can make us totally understand.
Let's take this example of a crossing situation. Of course, under the crossing rule, normally the container ship is going to have to alter around to starboard to keep out of the way of the green bulk carrier. But what happens if, for example, we say that the container ship is constrained by a draft? Now, the green vessel is required not to impede her passage. So what they've got to do is they've got to take early action to allow sufficient sea room. So before the container vessel is going to want to take action under the crossing situation rule, the green vessel has got to take action to allow sufficient sea room. So in this case, she's going to make a bold alteration to starboard and parallel the course of the container ship. She's taken early action, allowing sufficient sea room. Then paragraph 2 of part F goes on to say, a vessel required not to impede the passage or safe passage of another vessel is not relieved of this obligation if approaching the other vessel so as to involve risk of collision, and shall, when taking action, have full regard to the action which may be required by the rules of this part. And what this basically means is that you cannot say, oh, risk of collision exists, I'm going to apply the crossing situation rule and stand on. So we'll go back to our example here. We know the container vessel is actually the give-way vessel. The green vessel is just meant to be allowing her sufficient sea room. But the action the green vessel takes needs to bear in mind what the container vessel may do. So, the green vessel alters round to port, she's got to remember that the container vessel may have taken action, assuming she is the give-way vessel, which she actually is. In this case, constrained by a draft, She can't deviate from her course really, so all she's going to do is slow right down, and that's put the two on a collision course again. What the green vessel needs to do is bear in mind the action that she may take, which is why the typical thing to do would be to make a bold alteration round to starboard and parallel the course of the container vessel. Then the third paragraph just goes on to confirm that again. A vessel, the passage of which is not to be impeded, remains fully obliged to comply with the rules of this part when the two vessels are approaching one another so as to involve risk of collision. So in our example, although the green vessel is meant to not impede the passage, the container ship remains fully obliged to comply with the rules of this part when they're approaching one another involving collision, which means it's still a crossing situation. The container vessel is still the give-way vessel, even though the green one should allow her sufficient sea room. And that brings us to the end of Rule 8. Hopefully you found the information useful.
This paper explores various strategies and initiatives aimed at enhancing maritime safety practices, encompassing regulatory frameworks, technological advancements, training and education, risk management, environmental protection, international cooperation, and continuous improvement.